The debate over releasing files tied to accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein is dividing Republicans. As national correspondent Matt Gelka reports, the president says he now supports a vote in the House, but what happens after isn't so clear.
So I'm for I don't, they can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it.
I know this might sound unbelievable, but yes, this is not AI, not a deepfake, not some edited clip. This is Donald Trump himself, whose name appears 1,628 times in 20,000 Epstein emails, and is in more photos with Epstein than anyone else, talking straight into the camera, voice cracking, practically begging Americans to let the Senate watch all the files. I will show you the full video, but let me show you the real reason they delayed all of this, and why they're suddenly trying to push out only half the evidence now. Yes, I said half, because Pam Bondi has already pulled something insane behind the scenes, and I just uncovered a crystal clear reason why she's doing it. And once you see this, it'll all make sense. Here, just watch this.
I met him before I was Attorney General. I think I actually met him in college, but I didn't know him well then at all.
Go figure. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, would you look at that? Just look.
And here is the craziest part. Trump recruited Pam Bondi when she was young, and now she is using the DOJ to protect him at the exact moment these files are about to come out. And the same thing happened with Erica Kirk. Trump pulled her in when she was young, and now she suddenly takes over at TPUSA, just hours after the vote that blocked the release of the Epstein materials and the government shut down. It's a clear pattern. And now, out of nowhere, they want to release what they're calling the evidence, while bragging that there are Democrats involved. Just watch this clip for yourself.
Here's what I want. We have nothing to do with Epstein, the Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others, they're all Democrats. All I want is for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars and another one coming pretty soon, I believe. We've done a great job. And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that. Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything and it wasn't enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages, 50,000 pages. And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now, I believe that many of the people some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. But they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't want Epstein to do is detract from the great success of the Republican Party, including the fact that the Democrats are totally blamed for the shutdown. You know, they cost our country hundreds of billions of dollars with that, at a lot of inconvenience. So I'm for I don't, they can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it, let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much, because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time.
So ask yourself one question. Why now? Why suddenly release anything after months of claiming there's nothing there, after calling it a hoax, after screaming that the files don't matter? If it was really nothing, they would have released everything on day one. But they didn't. They stalled. They hid. They blocked vote after vote. And only now, when Democrats are winning harder than ever, when the shutdown blew up in the GOP's face, when their own representatives are turning against them inside the House, suddenly they want to give us something. Not the full truth, not the full files, just the little pieces that benefit them. And here's the part they're terrified of you knowing. Rumors inside the Capitol say the majority of the Senate has already confirmed they want to see the Epstein files. Every single page. Democrats want them. Independents want them. And the shocking part? Even GOP senators, the ones who used to protect Trump at all costs, are now whispering that they're done carrying this burden for him. The pressure is cracking them from the inside, and they know once the Senate gets involved, Trump loses control over the narrative instantly. That is why they're panicking. That is why they're suddenly releasing half evidence. And that is why this entire operation is unraveling faster than they ever expected. I might not fully agree with this, but here's Jake Tapper's perspective on why Trump is suddenly begging House Republicans to vote. Just watch these.
President Trump went on Truth Social on Sunday night and said, quote, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide and it's time to move on, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the thing. There doesn't need to be a vote. President Trump is the president of the United States. He can tell the Justice Department right now, right this second, release the Epstein files, redact, take out the names of the survivors and the victims, but release the Epstein files. What this legislation does is just gets the Justice Department to release the Epstein files. This is all just an exercise in theater because it could be released right now. And yet, because Attorney General Pam Bondi has blocked the release of the files, there was then legislation introduced in Congress by Congressman Tom Massey to have the Justice Department release the files. And then that legislation was blocked by the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, at the behest of President Trump. And so there was a discharge petition, which would force the Speaker to bring this legislation to the floor of the House for a vote. And President Trump lobbied against any Republicans signing the discharge petition, and he attacked the 4 Republicans who did sign the discharge petition. He went after Congress Tom Massey for his personal life, and he started calling Marjorie Taylor Greene Marjorie Traitor Greene. He had his Attorney General, his Deputy Attorney General, and his FBI Director try to get Congresswoman Lauren Boebert to remove her name from the discharge petition. They lobbied her in the Situation Room of the White House. All of this to stop the release of the Epstein files. And now, sensing this huge defeat coming, because not only are there 218 votes, as from the discharge petition, other House Republicans are now saying they're probably going to vote to release the Epstein files. Congressman Burchett of Tennessee and Congressman Bacon of Nebraska, and on and on. Sensing this huge, embarrassing defeat coming, President Trump says, oh no, release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. We don't know we need to go through any of this.
I've got to say, this might be the clearest explanation I've heard so far. But right after that, another breakdown dropped. A short, sharp explanation that shocked everyone and flipped the whole conversation on the Piers Morgan show.
The files were in the possession of one person, just like they're in the possession of Pam Bondi right now, who will, of course, bend to the every whim of Donald Trump. They were in the possession of Merrick Garland. This is a guy who wouldn't even investigate Donald Trump for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. This is somebody whose entire ethos, his entire raison d'etre in government was just to prevent the optics of politicization. Am I surprised that Merrick Garland didn't leak any of this information in the files? Absolutely not. This guy's sole focus was to not do anything political or politicized. So do I think it should have been leaked? Absolutely. Do I care whether anyone from Larry Summers or Bill Clinton all the way to Donald Trump is implicated in these files? Am I looking to protect any of these people? Absolutely not. I think all of this should have been released. And by the way, so did the people that staff this very administration. Dan Bongino, Kash Patel. The fact that they now are so silent, the fact that they're perpetuating the same cover-up that they once condemned.
I don't disagree.